Now, back to your Financial Health Show. Here once again is Michael Guidro.
Well, that's understandable. I think a lot of people in this country, it's such a consumerism, out there, and there's constant bombardment of buying stuff and keeping up with the Joneses. Do you have people that feel compelled to spend, and that they don't know how to not, keep up with the Joneses?
I do. It is such a consumer society, and we're such a disposable society too. And some people come to me and they feel, a lot of people feel lonely. And so when they're lonely, they feel like if they shop, then that's kind of like a friend to them. And so when they go with Mary to lunch, they're like, oh, I also have the same shoes that you have. It's a way for them to connect and to spend time, because some people don't have charitable organizations that they belong to, and especially women in transition I work with, their children are maybe 12, 13 years old. They don't need them as much anymore, and they have all this free time, but they haven't worked because they decided to be stay-at-home moms. So they shop, and if their financial situation changed, sometimes their husbands don't want to tell them about that because they don't want to disappoint them. I'm working with a couple now that the husband has pulled a lot of money from their savings without telling the wife because he didn't want to worry her. And now he's going to be closing the business, and their lifestyle will be changing dramatically.
Yeah, that's a common problem I see with people that come to me. The wife will say, I don't want the husband to know that I've spent this money, or the husband will say, I don't want the wife to know I'm not making what I used to make. And, then they wind up in my office, and quite often it's the first time that either has heard of how bad their situation is.
There was a term coined, financial infidelity, and it's exactly that. It's a process of cheating on each other, and they're spending or lying about how much something costs. And we make a joke of it on TV shows that, the wife buys $500 shoes but hides them and only wears them, and the husband pretends like he doesn't notice this expensive pair of shoes on his wife. It's kind of a dance that people do, and it would be much more beneficial to openly talk about what's happening in their life.
Yeah, I had a lady who came in who had blown $600,000 at Atlantic City and wanted to know what she could do. I said, run for the hills.
Yeah, exactly. But then there's also, I work with people who launch their children, and because of the financial economy, the children now are 26, 27 years old. They've moved back home, and the parents are footing the bill for everything. And the child maybe has an education but doesn't want to work at a job that they feel is below them. And so the parents are supporting them. And that might not be the best thing either, because they're not pushing the child to naturally go out and support themselves. And at a certain age, they should be able to.
Okay, we're talking with Marina Edelman. She's a financial therapist, and we've been talking about the field of financial therapy. Is it analogous to just other therapies where you could have group therapy or couples therapy?
It definitely is. It lends itself strongly to couples therapy. There are support groups for people who have launched their children. The children have moved back home because they are in a position they don't want to hurt their children's feelings, and they feel like they're the parent, they're the caregiver. So there are definitely support groups.
Now, I'm going to ask you another question which seems obvious, but I'm out here, I'm listening to the show, and my problem is I don't have any money. How am I going to go to a financial therapist if I'm feeling just stressed out and at my wit's end because I can't pay my bills?
That is a good question. Well, I do work with people, and there are other therapists that work over Skype or over phones, internet. But if you really don't have money and you need help, I would say to go to local universities. A lot of them work on sliding scale, or like Jewish Family Services offers therapeutic services at a greatly reduced price. So I think if somebody's interested, they're going to be able to find help.
All right. Well, how would somebody get in touch with you if they wanted to talk with you and use your services?
So I can be reached on my direct line, which is 818-635-5191, or on my website, which is Marina.On.Marriage.
All right. Well, it's been very nice talking with you. I hope your profession takes off. I think that it's a field that definitely needs a lot of attention and probably will be bustling, and if not in the near future, in the not too distant future, because the way of our economy is going, I don't see it improving anytime soon. Do you?
I'm being optimistic, and according to the reports, I guess technically our recession is over. However, I'm in California, and our unemployment rate is even higher than the rest of the state, and they don't even count people who were self-employed who had to close their businesses, or students who were never even employed.
Yep, that's a good point. Well, it was a pleasure having you as a guest. Your contact information will be on our website, and maybe we'll be speaking to you again in the future.
Thank you, Michael, so much.